Good evening, Eagle-Eyed Football back. Match reaction to the 2-2 draw against Charlton. Yes, in one's done SE7 Charlton. In all honesty, I'm not too disheartened, not too disappointed. Obviously, it's not great to obviously even concede to them, but it's more the fact that obviously we've played a mixed squad of youth and experience, and it was a very weird game in patches. But let's go through it. First things first, the midfield three of Coyote, Boateng, and was Morrison. It seemed like they couldn't really get into the game, and whenever they did get touch of the ball, spent most of the time passing backwards, or even sideways. So it was a bit disappointing that you can see that Ayew was getting really frustrated because he was pretty much constantly isolated, but yeah, it was just very difficult for them to get involved in the game. And whenever the centre backs had the ball, you could see that there's a lack of options. And then we went to a stage, especially in the first half, having to try and clip balls into the channels, which was disappointing. So obviously, like I said, mix of youth and experience. Boateng and was Morrison, they were really trying to get around, trying to find pockets of space. But obviously, whenever they picked up the ball, they would either taking too many touches or not, picking the right options, which was quite disappointing. But it is what it is. Another aspect, Banks playing out wide, found it quite difficult at times to get into the game, and I think that was just because we just couldn't really get hold of that midfield. I'm not saying that Charlton were like dominating us at all, because that wasn't the case. We had lots of possession, we're just not going forward with it. Just quick shout out, big up to Jose, who was actually at the game. Fortunately for him, I couldn't make it today, looking after the kids, but big up to Jose and my bro, Mr. Euroscope himself, Leo, big up to you. So yeah, like Banks, it's almost as if he was missing for like most of the first half. And whenever he had to get involved, it was mainly defensively, and even then, he wasn't really picking up the right defensive pockets. And Charlton then started to get a foothold into the game, but they were swinging in quite a few dangerous crosses, whether through set pieces or in open play, But it is what it is, and this is it, mate. You don't need to overreact at the result at all, It's still pre-season. We're still trying to obviously learn the Vieira way of playing, and like, we'll bring up the positives in a minute. There's definitely signs that Vieira's really trying to implement something within this side. Let's have a look at the defense for a bit. Tompkins was very shaky, very, very shaky today. But Gay, I'm really excited for this guy. He looked very comfortable on the ball, left foot, right foot, very, very comfortable, which was good to see. But obviously having the experience of Tompkins next to him, who was looking a bit wobbly at times, it's like you'd think it would make him unnervy, make him nervous, but no, he took it in stride and such. We all know that Tompkins is a much better defender than that, so once again, no need to overreact on that man now. And like Tompkins will definitely come good for us this season. Another observation: we should not be playing Jara at left back or left wing back. As much as he's technically good on the ball, that experiment, it doesn't work. And like you can see, obviously, when we were trying to get forward, there was a massive lack of width. Banks was tucking in, trying to find the ball. Raksaki would always tuck in. Was Morrison would then try and pick up the wide spaces, which left a massive hole in the 10 area, and then IU got isolated because of that. So there was a lot of factors that kind of played on other factors in the game. Kelly tucking in too much. It looked like, for the most part, that it was a 3-4-3. And once again, that kind of affected both Raksaki and Patches, because I think he had a really, really good game. He was very lively today. And obviously Banks as well on the other side. Talking about IU being isolated, it got to the stage where, like, midway through the first half, we were just clipping balls up to Jordan, and he couldn't get hold of it. He's obviously, it's one attacker against two defenders. Sometimes their centre defensive midfielder will tuck in and kind of box him in. So it's just little areas to work on. As I said, it's still pre-season, and that this is where we shake off the cobwebs. But then let's go into Raksaki. Deserved his goal, to be honest, because it was easy for him to kind of just get into shape. But he spotted that, you know what? The defender's giving the keeper a really shocking ball, to be honest. And with the keeper having been right-footed, had to then take a touch across his body to be able to clear the ball. So he's pounced upon that and fully deserved his goal, to be honest. And he looks lively all half. I'm really excited to see more of Raksaki, obviously in first team football. Yes, it may take time for him to grow into it, but like, whenever he got the ball, he looked positive. He wanted to look forward. He wanted to drive. He wanted to try and beat a man at times. So no, definitely a great option on the right hand side. I feel we do still need experience there. And obviously they're hopefully looking at Noni to come back to us. But either way, it's just trying to really, get ourselves an experienced right winger, to complement the side and give balance to the side as well. As I mentioned, Charlton obviously whipped in quite a few decent deliveries, to be honest. It was from a set piece. Disappointing that we didn't have Jarrow screen the front post properly. He should have been in front of the defender, but it is what it is. But that was their only threat, to be honest. They had nothing going forward, but like I said, they've done really well whipping in crosses and such, and that was the only thing that kind of gave us problems today. So obviously, if we can address that, then it will lead us in good stead. Yes, big up, Rush. Welcome to you. Thanks for tuning in, Stanley. Yeah, like I said, trying to be an open community, like have anyone and everyone coming on this channel. If you're a Palace fan yourself, you know what? Let me drop them in now. If you're a Palace fan yourself and you want to come in and have your say, and even if you're not a Palace fan and you want to come in and have your say, more than welcome. More than welcome. So they scored the equal, so in the 38th minute. Now, start of the second half was a bit shaky for us. I think Charlton decided, you know what, we're going to press, and they pressed really well. We were very uncomfortable at the start of the second half. And I'm just glad we kind of weathered that storm, because we couldn't keep hold of the ball at all. And then the changes were made, and I think that is what kind of was a turning point. We got Maka, Gyro, and Schlupp back in the middle of the field. We got Tyreek Mitchell come on at left back, and we just controlled the game, the dynamism in midfield, and I really do like that midfield three. Whether it's defensively stable enough is another matter. But the interchanging, the dynamism, the driving forward, Maka was immense when he came on. It really, really carried the team forward, and it allowed us to just get higher up the pitch. It made Charlton sit back a bit, and we literally, from when those changes were made, dominated the game. And because of that, obviously, like I said, Mitchell got higher up the field, which caused Banks to get high up the field, and he looked a lot more comfortable. He had a very, very sound second half, to be honest. And that was just obviously the change of shape, the change of system, the change of mentality, So it's great to see that our senior players kind of took onus in that second half. Played really, really well. So then we got the second goal, and it was from Banks himself. So the keeper's made a hash of his clearance. It's been headed forward. Jarrell then dummies it. Mateta gets hold of it, and you know what? I'm glad he got an assist. It's kind of like to shake the cobwebs off the last game against Ipswich, and it rolled it lovely into Banks. And Banks, you know what? Fair play to him, because it's easy to lash at those ones, but he was calm and composed, and he found the back of the net. 2-1 up, cruising, comfortable. And then now, I mean, Twitter's gone mad already, like with the Jack slander. You know, it was just a horrific mistake to make. Yes, he hasn't played many minutes for us. He's just come back from obviously being on loan before. I don't see him. I don't think he's going to have a future with us. But if he does, obviously we've got to give him our full support. But it's just losing the ball there, and then didn't even have the legs to get back. You know what I mean? Which it was a massive shame, massive shame. But there it is. That's where they got the equaliser from. The game finished 2-2. Obviously, enough new third kit, which obviously marks the year 1861, where the club was actually formed initially. So there were loads of positives. That second half performance, like I said, if we can take that forward into the remaining games, pre-season, it will lead us in good stead. And you can tell that Vieira really wants the boys to be very comfortable on the ball and to obviously move the ball forward quickly, which we weren't doing in the first half. So I'm just glad that it got addressed and we managed to do that in the second half. So once again, it's going to drop the link. If anyone wants to come and have a chat about the game, they can feel free to do so.
Yeah, you're right, my man. How you doing, brother?
Not too bad. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. It is, man, jumping on. Even on my wedding anniversary, I'll jump on as well, innit?
All right, listen, don't get yourself in trouble with my channel,
No. Blur herself, man. So I thought, I use this opportunity. Pinged up, I was like, definitely want a bit of this.
Listen, happy anniversary, brother.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you very much, man.
Guys in the chat, drop the happy anniversaries.
You get less for murder, man, so it's all good. Nah. Look, I'm gonna say I obviously didn't watch the game. One of my boys is a big Palace fan as well. Steve, obviously, like you, another one of my boys. He went there today, and obviously he was looking forward to it. And actually, he comes gym with me, so we were just chatting about what the aspects of the new season's gonna bring. And we're just talking about certain players. Mateta came up. Obviously, what style of play Vieira is going to bring out. Now, the thing is, there's bare passion going around at the moment. Obviously, as you say, Twitter's blowing up. And obviously, people are starting to worry a little bit. But the thing is, it shows that Vieira is going to bring a different kind of prowess to the team. So it's better off all the little cock-ups happen now so Absolutely. They can watch it back and really focus on their energy on how not to concede and or do stupid mistakes again. So it's better that it happens now, not when you're playing bigger, no offense, bigger teams that the Man Cities, the Chelseas. Because I'm not being funny, but I know you don't prefer it at the beginning, but your beginning run is fucking horrible, man. It's like it's not a nice thing. But I'm not as a Chelsea fan because you got us in it.
Yeah.
First, isn't it?
First game, yeah.
I worry. Like Chelsea always can get caught cold. So I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. I don't think it's just going to be a whitewash. There's a lot, you know what it is. There's a lot of hoo-ha's going around the club at the moment, and whether Timo Werner's leaving and blah 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 blah, and whoever we're getting Haaland. So I think as much as like everyone's getting on like the worried about this 2-2 with Charlton, this kind of has to be the wake up call for the next game. Who's your next match against?
That's a good question. I haven't checked because I know we've got Watford on the 7th. We've got Watford on the 7th.
They've done some good signings this season. Watford. They've done some business as well.
They always do good business.
Yeah, they've done some mad business. I was looking up who they've brought in. They've got a lot of new signings. So I think they're just in the same kind of boat as well. So I think that's going to be a really interesting game. New model, new team, and I guess it's going to be.
That's it. Away to Reading.
Yeah,
Away to Reading.
I think you should.
home turf.
I'm going to say it, but I think you should piss that. Hopefully, I think you will. I think I think you'll do the business with them. But as I say, I think it's nice that you guys are all getting passionate and worried now. But I think this is the pinnacle time for all these little stupid things to occur. Because I think with everything else, I think it's gonna get better for you guys. And as I say, I was saying to Steve, and I wasn't joking about it, I've got a feeling top 10 will finish for you lot this season.
No, that's the aim. That's what we're going to aim for, to be honest. That'll be a fantastic first season, especially with all the changes, the transition. That'll be a great season, to be honest.
Yeah.
So let me just address a few of the comments. Gotta love how the fan channels are supporting one another, unlike the so-called top dogs. Listen, this is what it is. Listen, we normally, like, when it comes to talking, especially about football, we normally would go to the pub, you know, or just meet up outside the game, just have a general chit chat. This is what this is about, and this is why I'm happy that fans from different clubs are happy to have a conversation with me on this channel. You know what I mean? So that's why I love the fact that it's open. You're getting your flowers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yes,
Stanley, considering this is the first time you're on, I really appreciate this. You know, it'll be amazing to get so much more people involved in the channel. Like, I only started it about 6 weeks ago. I'm a primary school teacher, so I know once school term starts, I have to be very selective with my content and stuff. However, I don't care. I'm going to keep doing stuff. You know what I mean? Because I just love to talk football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, keep looking out for him. I really appreciate that you're sharing it on your socials, Stanley. But yeah, just before you go, talking about the Chelsea game, I think if there's any game that we're gonna be able to spring a surprise, it will be that game, because there could potentially be players that haven't returned back from the Euros, and obviously it's the first game of the season. That will be the game to catch you cold.
And I say it. I mean, I'm not going to be a dick about it, but if we had Stoke in our first match, man, it's one of those things. Stoke are a massive ball ache for Chelsea when we were playing them, and it's like we've been caught cold in the seasons before. On the first game, it's because everyone's on 0 points. No one's got anything to lose. Everyone's just going to go out, show what their new material is on that pitch, and push forward. As you say, there's players that's going to have some fatigue from the Chelsea side of things. They're not going to be so fresh. They may not have time to gel as they would do after the season settles a little bit. You guys, as I say, the gelling factor will be quicker. Vieira will definitely play on that as well, because when you've got youth, you've got moldability. When you've got moldability, you've got consistency. And that's what you really need, is that fluid kind of feel. We obviously spend the big bucks, but when we spend the big bucks, it takes ages for our players to kind of settle. So you're thinking about as everyone slated Timo Werner last year, the guy did his bit in regards to whatever he done for us. But at the end of the day, we paid shitloads of money and he scored 2 or 3 goals last season, whatever it was. So it's all of these things. So I think you lot have got that nice settled gelling factor, and you have really had time to really contemplate yourselves into a good team, to be honest.
Yeah.
And you're doing some good business. Honestly, you are getting some really interesting players coming into play.
I'm so happy with the business so far. And I think obviously with the Reading game and then thereafter the game against Watford, I reckon we need to be seen as close to the starting lineup as possible. I've been very impressed with some of the youth that's come through, to be honest. So yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
Definitely, brother.
You know what we'll probably do actually? That week of the Chelsea game, we'll do a thing together. Do like a little match preview.
That'll be guys, right? So seriously, that'll be decent. It'll be good just to have a good little chat and go through it. Big up the new kit though. I actually like it.
It's all right, isn't it?
That's why I swear to God, it's actually a bang. I'm tempted to go and buy it, innit? You
Go
think
on
I'm
then.
joking, innit? I've got
Go on.
no, I'm not going to lie, man. They're my local team, innit? You know, I'm South
Yeah,
London
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna I've got a soft spot for Palace. At the end of the day, they've turned out some big players in the past as well. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and as I say, my other mate, that's a Palace fan. He went to the shop for me today, innit? So he bought me like Palace, basically like a top with the sweat top, basically. So when
Yeah,
I
yeah,
work
yeah.
out, innit, I said, yeah, buy me one, innit? So he's got me one of them.
Love
I'm
that.
gonna be rocking the Eagles as well. Don't worry
There
about it,
you
man.
go. We're an
It's all
open
love, man.
community. We're an
South
open
London,
family.
baby.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Always, man.
Leo, big up to you,
Yes,
bro.
brother. Peace out, my man.
Nice.
See ya.
Yeah, this is it. An open community. Big up my bro Leo. Actually, he's actually so we do a show together called Euroscope, but that's his show. But I'll be doing it on my channel just for the meantime because he hasn't set up his YouTube channel yet. So once he does set up his channel, I'm gonna let you lot all know and stuff, and make sure you lot follow him, subscribe to him as well. We'll continue to do the show Euroscope as well when he's up and running. Now, I appreciate this, Stanley. Really appreciate it. I definitely will make sure I manage to balance and stuff. Got to keep the wife sweet as well because obviously she's gonna have to look after the kids for a bit more, you know. But don't worry, I'll manage that behind the scenes. You know what I mean? But yeah, listen, I'm glad you like my energy. Obviously, you want to try to keep it positive, have a lot of laughs, banter, you know, just have good vibes with it. You know, really have good vibes with it. Yes, there'll be times where I'm going to be frustrated, annoyed, angry, maybe from a result. But that's not going to stop me from wanting to get this content done, and not going to stop me from wanting to speak to you guys as well. So big up to you. Let's bring in my boy Nate. What's happening, Nate?
Richie, what are we saying?
Yo, I'm cool. I'm cool. Twitter's gone. Listen, it has gone into meltdown.
You're should I be surprised? It's Palace Twitter.
It's mad.
You've got to remember, the same people losing their nerve right now were the same that were tweeting Charlton's Twitter account going, Raksaki is bigger than your club. All of this. So I'm like, oh, here we go.
If you're going to give it, make sure you take it. Simple.
The thing is, you can sum up that game in 3 words. Benny Hill defending.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's it. Because
all it is.
Our first goal, the keeper doesn't know what he's doing. You're like, boy, if that's Wayne Hennessy, he gets slaughtered on the timeline.
Yeah.
He's just dead.
Absolutely.
Our goal, this is why we don't see Yaroslav Yak play.
This is it.
Now, I feel for him because it's a harsh way to more or less concede a victory, but did we lose? Because it feels like we must have lost the way Palace Twitter's reacting. Then again, you got to remember, Charlton, you swear to God, they've won.
Yeah.
But they're talking about, oh, you didn't beat our 18s. Bro, your senior team ain't beating us over 10 years. And we've been dead in that time period. It's not like we've been good the whole time.
Leave them to chat.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
No, 100%.
I don't mind them giving it banter in the whole 9 yards, but like, go back in time to when they last beat us. I was still in school.
It's been a minute, you know.
Like, don't get me wrong. Today wasn't like, oh, how did we not beat them? This is a disgrace. Manager out, players out. I'm thinking, no, it's disappointing to not win, sure, but we didn't lose. Players like Raksaki and Scott Banks showed what they could bring, not what they will bring, because one goal doesn't make Scott Banks world class.
No.
Let's get that in there. Yeah? But what's the point of pre-season? Minutes on the pitch.
Minutes on the pitch. Iron out the cobwebs. Get up to match speed.
Do you remember I said? Yeah, but do you remember I said after the Ipswich game, I was saying, if we beat Charlton 4-5-0 today, and then lose 6-0 away at Chelsea, where's the energy?
There you go.
Because the same people getting gassed about, oh, we beat Charlton, they're the same going, manager out, why did we lose to Chelsea? Blah, 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 blah. Look, 100%. It was disappointing to draw in that fashion, but this is what pre-season's for. Mistakes like that will prove to Vieira, don't play Yaroslav Yak ever again.
This is it. And I'm happy that this has happened. We've gone 2 games where we haven't conceded. We have now conceded. We're going to learn from this.
And may I just say, Raksaki, that was rude. That was rude, but that's what you want. And was it Kouyaté that spun my guy in the middle of the park?
But yeah.
And I know we lost the ball seconds later, but I was like, Kouyaté is trying to do a very good impression of Naby Keita. I'm all for it. Because remember, Keita did that to us when he first came to Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think he spun Luca and James McCarthy. You're like,
in one move, yeah.
Jesus Christ. But no, listen. Pre-season is not meant to be, oh, you're not every team, you're world class. I like that we're making mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because today we played a back four consisting of 3 centre backs and a defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
Kelly ain't a fullback.
He's not.
You can't fool me.
You can see how much he tucked in.
You know what I mean? You can't fool me that he's a fullback. He can play there, but he ain't a fullback.
He's not a fullback.
Riedewald is no use at left back. Now, that isn't to say that he had a bad game, because Gyro was trying to make things happen. But if I'm Vieira, I'd say, okay, I got that wrong. Reece, you're in for the next one.
Yeah, this is it.
Or Tyrick.
And as soon as Tyrick came on, we were just so much higher up the field.
Malachi Boateng, good young player. Had a bit of a shaky moment at sometimes, but there's progress there. Then you look at Wells Morrison. Again, a lot of people were trying to sleep on him, saying, oh, but half of these academy players aren't good. Maybe so. But if we don't see them, how do we know?
We won't know. Exactly. This is a learning curve for these young guys. And we just have to blood them in very slowly.
This is how you know Palace Twitter loves to shut themselves up. Scott Banks was finished a couple of weeks ago. If you believe all the Palace in the nose and all of this about he ain't good enough, he's not good enough for League Two in Scotland. But all of a sudden, those same accounts are very quiet. It's like,
very quiet.
Okay, it's pre-season. I'm not saying Banks is anything special, but if he's that bad, he wouldn't have put that away today.
This is it. And that's what I love about his character. He didn't have the best of first halves and didn't give up. And he's got himself a goal.
But also, that offside goal, I don't think so. No. From the angle I saw that, I thought, okay, I can see why the line's giving it as offside, but...
Keita was onside.
But, no, look, it's not ideal to draw. But at the same time, if you don't make mistakes in pre-season, you're going to make them in the first game of the season. And Chelsea have the firepower to run through us.
100%.
I know we've got a decent goalkeeper in Guaita. We've brought in Guay, who, to be fair to him at the moment, keep the levels natural. Because if you start jumping him up to, he's the next, for example, Nesta, it's like, whoa. We're not chatting this.
He still needs to be blooded in quite slowly as well.
Yeah,
to be honest.
We know, with Tompkins, you're going to get either Marmite or strawberry jam. It's not going to be the same thing all the time.
It's not consistent. No.
Man's a Marmite footballer. You either love him or hate him. Yeah. But my question to the people that are running their mouth on Twitter: what did you expect? Were we going to snot Charlton 4-0 in a game we don't care about? Apparently. We care now, innit? Because we drew.
And you know what? Hopefully they will come on this channel and we just educate them. Just hopefully one day.
Rich, you're a teacher. You know there's some kids you just can't get through to. You may as well build a brick house around these kids and around these people, because it's like Commodore settings. They're just not listening to you. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not happy that we drew. But I'm not going, sack the manager. Parrish is an idiot. Sign players. I went, this is the point of pre-season. We're meant to look at mistakes and go, we shouldn't be doing that. Then you realize, wait a minute, we did that in a pre-season game where the result doesn't impact us.
Yeah.
We didn't lose 3 points today. Didn't gain a point today.
No.
All we did was say, do you know what? Fair play to Charlton. They stood up to us. They didn't just let us roll them over.
No, they didn't. And
in the second half, we clearly had a rocket shoved up us because the tempo increased. The first half, no word of a lie, the first half I'm there thinking, were they drinking raspberry tea? They look very relaxed over here. It was pedestrian and lazy, lethargic.
And sideways and just walking pace. Very walking pace.
Credit to a lot of these young lads. It weren't pretty. It weren't amazing. But the last 2 wins weren't pretty or amazing either. Scrappy 1-0 wins where take out Wilf, they're 0-0 draws. So what do you want to like? We haven't signed players that complement Wilf just yet.
Not yet.
Elise, we haven't even seen him play yet. So people need to stop saying, "Oh, when Elise comes back and Eze comes back," that could be months away.
It could be months away.
I would love to see Elise come back in for West Ham if possible.
Yeah.
Or a Brighton. If sorry, I shouldn't swear on camera. Sorry. But the thing is, the same people that I was talking smack on Twitter, keep your energy. Because when Vieira gets it right, you're going to be the first to go.
Absolutely.
Listen, I'm all for him making mistakes now. Because I'd rather see mistakes than go, no, we're too good. We're going to win the league. And then what happens? We play Brentford at home first game, lose 4-0.
And that's the big game in my eyes. Yes, we got Chelsea, but that Brentford game is huge.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You've got to remember, the same people now that are running their mouth on Twitter and talking about, we need to sign players. This is a disgraceful performance. Were you not there when we got slapped by Sunderland 4-0 when they got relegated? Or do we really want to go back to when we got slapped at home by Scunthorpe?
We've had some shockers.
There are some games where you don't like. Of course, Payim Kasami scores the goal of the season, the best goal of his career against Palace. When he whipped that one past Julian Speroni, you're like, yep, we saw that coming. But look, if I'm being level-headed, disappointing result, encouraging performance from the second half. The first half, I was a bit like, I don't know what to make of it. I'm not going to shoot my mouth off on the group chat in WhatsApp as you've seen and start saying, we need to do this, we need to do that. I just thought, no, keep the energy, keep it calm. Still plenty of minutes to go. Decent performance. We move on to Reading. And listen, if it's going to be done anyway, it's going to be done the hard way because that's what Palace do. Any talk of Palace doing it the easy way don't exist. It's an oxymoron. The definition of an oxymoron is our club crest. Look at this 1861 palaver we've got going on. 1905 on the badge, 1861 on the kit.
Yeah.
And I'm sat there thinking, which is it, boys? Which is it? Because we know the story, but it's a bit like they're clutching at it. But no, look, it is what it is, Rich.
100%.
I'd rather today's performance and result than get this against Brentford where we're like, how did we screw this up at 2-1 up?
Exactly that, yeah. Exactly that. Learning curve, move on from it.
Yeah, what's your thoughts, Rich?
No, exactly that, to be honest. So I shared my thoughts at the beginning of the video. We don't need to overreact at all. And I'm just happy that mistakes have been made because we'll learn from them. We don't want to be making mistakes in crucial games in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
You know, I emphasize about the fact, obviously, at the start of the game, the midfield three, they were either taking too many touches or they weren't making the right options and stuff. It was very difficult for us to control the game, which affected both Banks and Raksaki to an extent. But obviously, once we switched it up in the second half with Gyro, Maka, and Schlupp, the energy they give us in midfield.
Yeah, but apparently McCarthy's finished. And I've been telling people for time, I said, which James are you talking about? Because if it's McCarthy, I agree. If it's MacArthur, But here's the thing for you. Superb. We've still yet to get Anderson over the line. Right? Say we get him in, and him and Guay are our starting centre-back pairing come Chelsea. Now, there's no guarantee that they're going to gel right away. They may make a couple of clangers here there. But say Anderson and Guay are the reason that our defence looks a lot more energetic. Because remember last season, we were static at the back.
Mad.
We had old age pensioners at the back, and it cost us big time. I have nightmares of watching Sadio Mane rip Damien Delaney apart.
Oh my gosh. Right?
Bear in mind, we still have to see the likes of Pulisic, Mane, Salah, Sancho. And these are just the big teams, let alone when you go and face Burnley and you've got Dwight McNeil, who's got a bit of pace about him.
And he's got a bit of tech as well.
And bear in mind, Andros Townsend's paying us a visit this season.
Oh, yeah.
And Townsend would love nothing more, not to be bad, but would love nothing more to the people that were slaughtering him last season to whip one top corner.
Top corner, 100%.
Now, touch wood, he doesn't do that because you know what happens. Oh, Andros Townsend comes back to Crystal Palace. He's scoring top bins.
Yeah.
I'm calling it now.
Let's hope he don't. Let's hope he doesn't.
No, but you know we've got form for it. The second a former player comes back, we know they're scoring against us. It's just like if they don't, it's like this is why we got rid of you. But can I just point out something that I seen recently? Jordan Much has signed for a team called MacArthur FC. I went, now that's hilarious.
I've never heard of them. Where are they based anyway?
No, they're in Australia. He's playing in Australia now.
Okay.
Yeah? But I was saying to myself, imagine we actually spent £5 million, well, the best part of £5 million on this guy. And there was pictures of his shirt in the new main stand unveiled pictures like, whoever buys a Jordan Mutt shirt needs shooting. It's like, who was that defender we had that we had in the Darcy Blake?
Oh, gosh.
You remember him, don't you?
No, yeah, let's not bring those memories. Oh, gosh.
No, but you know what I'm saying. A lot of these people that are overreacting today, right, probably can't even tell you who played for us in the promotion season and who played for us in the Carling Cup semi-final season, the season before that. They don't remember having to watch Tunchev make a cynical, dirty tackle and nearly break a man's leg. Yeah. And the Palace fans are saying to the referee it was a dive. It's like, yep. Man got scissored out of the game, but we're calling a dive. I was like, I miss that championship humour sometimes.
Oh, man.
But
what a season that was.
But look, today's result doesn't define our season. No, it's disappointing from the aspect of, okay, we didn't beat a League One side, but we've beaten a League One side already in Ipswich.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think Walsall are in League Two or League One. I don't know. Somebody let us know in the comments. But like, our real test will be Reading and Watford, who are closer to us in level than the teams we've already played.
Yeah, especially that Watford game, because it's gonna let us know where we're at.
And there's another team that we have some form of a rivalry with that I'm still baffled by, because I'm thinking I actually like Watford as a club. I just don't like their old mascot. But I won't get into that because I want to keep this channel friendly, family friendly rather. But you know my views on Harry the Hornet because you've talked to me off air. Yeah. But look, as far as results go, not the ideal result. But listen, it's a learning curve. You make mistakes to get better at what you do. You don't come across something by just being amazing all the time. You have to make up effort to come up. So that's all I've got to say. I know I've chat a whole heap of noise. I'm probably driving people mad in the chat already. But
listen. That's the passion we need here, man. It's the passion we need. So I really appreciate that.
No worries at all, man. Listen, it is what it is. 100%. Only one thing left to say. Up the Palace.
100%. Nate, as always, love, bro. And this is it. There's a passion for you. I'm going to run through these comments. Big up to you in the comments, those that are still there. As I said, if anything, you want to make those mistakes now, 100%, so we can iron them out. It's pre-season, bro. Arsenal lost to Hibs. These things happen. Yeah, but Arsenal losing to Hibs is actually a big deal, though, because they got that documentary in it. So, you know what it is. 100% get the ruthlessness out of the way, prep for the season. You know, watching United lose 4-2 to QPR did not hurt me whatsoever. It's pre-season. People need to chill. And this is it. I think Bradley loved that brick house analogy. Absolutely. There was one here that said, here we go. What hopes for Vieira's first season? Anywhere between 10th to 13th. Get ourselves as established 11, starting 11, keep blooding in the youth. As you see, we've got some very talented youngsters, you know, but we don't want to rush them in, throw them into the deep end. Just take our time with bringing them in, and you know, hopefully they can get like the Carling Cup minutes, some FA Cup games as well, and see where the season takes us. But no, really excited. We definitely need that centre forward, absolutely. And also, I've mentioned that we need a right winger, and I think Coyote is going to be gone as well. So a centre midfielder would be great, to be honest. I reckon we'll end up signing one and loaning two before the window closes. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Luke, if you're still in the chat, which centre forward, which winger, and which centre midfielder would you want to see come to our club? For me personally, brush answer that. Edouard from Celtic. Really hope he's a goal scorer, and I think it'll be good competition for Benteke. We've also got Mateta. He will find his feet, Mateta. I think he's just got to get the confidence up, and once he gets his first goal, I think he'll start scoring them. But we need strikers that are scoring, so it gives the competition and keeps them hungry and keeps them honest. You know, and exactly that. Towards the back end of the last season, Benteke was phenomenal. You know, he's really putting in the shift and getting some goals in, crucial goals. So, you know, hopefully he can churn out another season this year as he did last year. He obviously tweeted out today, and I think 15 goals will be a start. 15 goals, probably all competitions, but either way, that will be a good start for him. Cool. I'll come back to that comment. I just missed out on this one. Edouard will be preferable, or Eddie from Arsenal, if you can't get Edouard and Gallagher on loan. Edouard's a good age. So yep, definitely a good age. He's not only worked with not only that will he work well with Vieira, but he's actually worked well with our technical director, Saeed Ayagon. I keep pronouncing his name wrong. So hopefully that would help get him over the line. Forgive my ignorance as a United fan. Isn't Saha your main man up front? Now, he normally plays left wing when we play 4-3-3. However, Riders had to play 4-4-2 quite a bit last season, which had Saha and Benteke playing as the front two. But he does normally play left wing. Absolutely, guys. Like the video, guys. Continue to share it. This community is starting to grow. Really enjoying doing this content for you guys, whether you are a Palace fan or not. And yeah, not only that, to be fair, Bradley has his channel as well called United Fan TV. So go and support that as well. You know, this is it. We're all here to support one another. So yeah, if there's anyone out there who does have a channel that would like promoting, I'm happy to promote your channel for you. You know, let's build this community. And as Stanley said before, the top dogs, yeah, we don't worry about them. We'll build our own networks. You know, I really hope this doesn't happen. To be fair, there's a lot of talk that it's just ways to try and get Palace to pay more. So I don't think Brighton are actually in for him. I really hope they're not. I really hope we try and push this and try and get this over the line. We definitely need another centre forward. Guys, I'm going to leave it here. And thank you for those who called in. Thank you for the love and support in the comments, guys. Continue to like the video, share the video, subscribe if you're new, turn on your notification bell. And I'll keep churning out the content for you guys. So yeah, just to recap, we drew 2-2 with Charlton at Selhurst Park today in our third pre-season friendly. Don't get too disheartened about it, guys. It's pre-season, mistakes happen, and we learn from them and we move forward. Reading to come, then Watford before our first game against Chelsea. And I will actually be at the Watford game too. So if you're down there, let me know. Hit me up. If we can meet up before or after the game, that'd be great too. So definitely up the Palace. Peace out.